Okay, so we've been doing this normal distribution curve, and we've been talking about how the mean goes in the middle, and then we go up a standard, up 2 standards, up 3 standards, and then down, down, down. Okay, so today we're going to learn about z-scores. So when we are doing this curve, the mean always has a z-score of 0. Okay, it's right in the middle. It's always going to have a mean z-score 0. If you are 1 standard deviation above, your z-score is 1. If you're 2 standards above, you're 2. 3 standards, you're 3. And then same with these, except for now they're going to be negative. Okay? And obviously, your numbers in your data aren't always going to line up perfectly at 150, at 155. They're going to be in between. Okay, so I can see here with a mean of 150, standard deviation of 5, going up by 5s. 155 will be a z-score of exactly 1. Okay, so here's the formula. So I gave it to you there. So z equals your score. This is your score. So my score is 155 minus the mean, 150, over the standard deviation of 5. When you're typing this in your calculator, it's important to do brackets, divide by 5, okay, or pushing equals before you divide by 5, whichever method you like. Okay, and we get 1. Okay, 140 on this picture has a z-score of -2 exactly. So if I try it in the formula would go like this. The z-score equals my score of 140 minus the mean, 150, over the standard deviation of 5. So I'd be putting that in brackets before I'm dividing by 5. And then I'm getting a -2. Okay, so I'm not normally going to give you ones that are exact. Let's see what would happen here. So we have a 158 is the next. So z equals my score of 158 minus the mean over the standard. Okay, I'm going to predict what my z-score is before I do this though. 158, if I look at my curve, 158 is right here-ish. So my guess, I can guess like a 1.7, something like that is a realistic answer. So I'm doing this in brackets. Divide by 5, and I get 1.6. Okay, the z of score for 141. So z equals my score of 141 minus the mean over the standard. I'm going to look and predict before I even do this. So 141 on this curve would be right here. So my guess is -1.8. That's my guess. So let's see. So brackets. And then divide by 5, negative 1.8. Okay, the score that corresponds to a z-score of 0.8. So this time I gave you the z-score. So in the formula, I'm going to write 0.8 there, because that is the z. This time I want to know x, my score, minus 150 over 5. Okay, so 0.8, I'm going to look on my thing here. 0.8 on the z's would be right here. So my guess is a score of 154. That's my guess. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get some algebra moves here. I'm going to times by 5 to get rid of that. And then I'm going to add 150. So 154. Okay, what score corresponds to a z-score of negative 2.9? So negative 2.9 is the z. What score minus the mean over the standard? So I'm going to times by 5. And I'm adding 150. So algebra moves. So 135.5 would be the score. Okay, and I'm also looking to say, does my answer make sense? So negative 2.9 z would be there, right? Because here's negative 3, so negative 2.9, and my score was 135.5, just bigger.